What's up, fam? It's the radical redhead Cole Phillips with yet another episode of No Ordinary Church Girl. Candid conversations on love, pain, and everything in between. With yours truly looking to make your Monday far from ordinary. So let's get into it, shall we? So, of course, normally it's time for...
Last week's news you most certainly won't use.
Now, if you paid attention to what I just said, I said normally, because I'm not going to do that today.
Aww.
No, don't be sad. It's all right. I actually have a special guest. We're going to have some real conversations about the new series I was telling you guys about, Glow Up, that's giving love objectively with wisdom. Because we can give love, but we need to do it with wisdom, and I think it's key. But there's a lot of deceptive things happening. And so I don't want to delay. I want to get right into it. I know you're excited about it. You should be excited about it. We're talking about love. We're talking about relationships, communication, all these fun things. And I get the chance to do it with a gentleman that is about the passion, or the art, I should say, of communication, TC Hughes. TC, what's going on, man?
What's going on, fam? How you doing?
I am good. I'm glad to get you on here, man.
I know, right?
So I know what Facebook says, and I know what your website says,
Right.
but I always like for someone to really speak for themselves when they hear it live and in person and the passion behind it. So why don't you tell the people, what you do, what you're about, why you're here?
All right, I'll keep it simple for the sake of time. I'm a person irrationally passionate about helping other people find and maximize their purpose. Now, within that concept, be it love, be it relationships, self-love, self-awareness, which is extremely important to me, identifying what the false identities are that are out there that wants to really grab us and take hold of us so they won't find our true purpose. And do that in forms of speaking. I do it in forms of writing. So either Not Easily Spoken blog, which I'll talk about later on in the show,
Awesome.
or just TonyCurtisHughes.com, the website, or TCH across all social media platforms. Go there, find me, and as I always say, let's get up, let's get out, and let's do something.
I like it. Let's get up, let's get out,
And let's do something. A little outcast for you.
Hey, I
Yeah,
like
a
it.
little
That's, I
outcast.
kind of caught that.
Yeah, a
I
little
like that.
outcast for
All
you,
right,
you
because
know.
I'm a hip hop girl. So
Yeah,
you
there
were
you
speaking
go.
off in my
Come on
vibe
now.
there.
Come on.
So the series that we're in,
Right.
and like I was mentioning, is Glow Up. And the reason I said Glow Up, because, it's interesting when people fall in love or they get in a relationship, there's this glow,
yeah,
right?
that glow.
Especially with the ladies, and you can speak on the
Right.
guys, what you typically, what's going on with you, man? It's something up with you, right?
Something happens with
Right,
us.
right.
It
It's this glow, and the thing is, I think people always say this, and I hear it often. Why is it somebody starts to find me, or people want to holler at me when I have somebody, but yet when I don't have nobody,
Can't find nobody.
Right. But it's the glow,
It's
right?
the glow.
That's
is.
why
I
they're
take
attracted
that.
to
Yeah,
that, right? It's
yeah.
the light that you give off. So
True.
I wanted to talk about the deceptive side of the glow, because some people are very charismatic in terms of just that they're
They got the
naturally
it,
positive. Right. They
Mhm.
got that factor, right? I actually did an episode called The Charisma Trap, because that's just what they're able to do. They're
Right.
very charismatic. But when you think about being in a relationship, and when you think about being the progressive man that you are,
Right.
you just talked about a lot of things that you do. So you're busy,
Very.
right? So talk to me about the challenge it is for you as it relates to being a progressive man and being out here dating. What have you found to be the challenge?
I think the main challenge is, which is also a benefit, but the challenge is when you know your purpose from a man's perspective, then dating anything outside of that or contrary to that slims the pickings down very, very low, because you can entertain a woman, which men do, but when you want to invest and you know your purpose and they have to line up, the game becomes very small and short. You have a lot of time to waste. So I think that's, again, it's a benefit because it keeps you focused and on track, and you know
Right.
exactly what you're looking for. But the drawback of that is it's not a lot out here. It's thin out here in these streets.
See, okay, so I'm glad you said that. Two things you said that really caught my
Right.
attention. You can entertain a woman.
Yeah,
Right?
You was gonna catch that.
Oh, you
one.
know, come on,
that was
man.
that was a setup. That was a setup.
I appreciate it. You're smart. So you can entertain, and then you can invest, right? Those
True.
two things, and I
Very
like
true.
that. So talk to me about the entertaining side, because I have that for the ladies, but I really want you to be able to speak on that, because I have a lot of ladies listening. They want to hear you.
Okay, I'll be straight up with you.
Please do.
So with men, we can. First of all, let me say this: the thing about men, I think that is taboo, is that women think that men, in a sense, are dumb. We don't know what we want, how we want it, when we want it. But to the contrary, men, we can look at you and have a conversation with you, and in the first 3 minutes, we know what exactly we want to do with you, and what, more importantly, we want to give of ourselves to you. We know if we're going to invest in you, we're going to entertain you. We know if we're going to play with you, we're going to work with it. We know all that within the first, I'll say 3 minutes. I mean, now today, social media has become, augmented reality. So it takes maybe a little bit more time. But after a conversation or two, when men, we pay attention to the details, we know what type of woman you are because a real man is going to listen to how you think. And how you think is going to always tell us because of how you speak.
Right.
So we're going to listen to that. We're going to say, okay, I know from this woman what I want and what I want to give. If I'm going to entertain her, I'm just going to take her out on dates. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do my thing. We're going to kick it. That Love Jones thing, right? But ain't going to be no love and ain't going to be no investment. She won't be in my future forecasting. She'll just be my right now fun.
Wow.
And that's what entertaining is all about.
See, now that's we're talking about deceptive dating, guys. And so that is a very key point that TC just made. And I appreciate you saying that as far as the entertaining side.
Right.
So I'm going to use myself because I don't have a problem with that. I believe in very transparent. So I want you to size me up your 3 minutes. I know you probably figured this out by now that I'm really just going to play off you here. So gotcha. I want you to size me up with your 3 minutes. You've had a chance to be in my environment, if you will, briefly, and we've chatted previously. So give me your 3 minutes. What do you got?
Y'all see how she put me on the spot?
I sure did.
Now, within that 3 minutes, what are you looking for exactly? What are you looking for me?
Whatever you got.
Okay.
So give me the vibe that you got.
The vibe that I got even before I got here.
Okay.
Just from our conversation, because I would have done this had it not been presented right with just you.
Okay.
So within it, I could even say that just talking to you, listening to you, the way you spoke to me when we talked and just chopping it up doing chats, I knew that you were a smart woman. I knew that you were educated. I knew the things that I had said that you checked me on. I'd say, okay, she's not afraid of a strong Black man, which means she happens to be a strong Black woman. So those are the vibes that I got from you. And most importantly, let me know that if I was to tell you my secrets, they will be safe with you. And for a man, that's the most important thing that we have. Is not just our masculinity, is with what we think, how we feel. Because believe it or not, a true man would tell you that the vulnerability of masculinity is the way we feel and the strengths that we have. So when it comes to how we feel, the way we think, what's going on in our world, we have to have a safe place, and hopefully that's the woman that God has given us.
I like that. Made me feel all good.
I'm just saying,
look at you. I love it. I love it. Now, I will say for the women right now, I'm going to speak for the ladies here. Here's the challenge. And I'll speak again for myself, but also in the conversations that I've had. We'll get a gentleman that'll come into our lives. And although it'll be presented that we're not being entertained, that we're being invested into, and then they ghost us. Right? So things were going well. There was no, quick getting in, jumping in the bed, if you will. We were vibing well, and then he just...
I can't cuss on the show, right?
Please don't.
Okay, I won't say bad words on the show. I forgot we didn't have that disclosure.
We didn't, but you know what? I appreciate you asking, because it is no ordinary church girl, and you got... Hey, you know what? Whatever you can say that's around it, I'm good with that. But they'll ghost us, right? And so there's confusion there, because it's like, well, we were vibing so well, we were having these long conversations, we could go out, they knew my stance, everything that you just said about me, for example. These women are having a challenge where they ghost. What happened? What typically is happening here?
It depends on the situation. I'll give you this. What I've seen with my own experience, which have been few with church girls, because I'm a guy that doesn't like to date church women.
We're gonna go there. Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
I know. I said no.
I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Even your girl looked at me like, "What? What?
Like, what does that mean?"
Right.
Brother?
And don't even get it twisted. I'm a church boy, but I'm not churchy, and I think that's the bottom line to it. Men, we want a woman that loves the Lord,
right?
But Jesus can never substitute my place. He's not called to be your husband. I am. So don't get it twisted. If you put him first, then I'm going to let you have him all the way.
Okay.
But you got to know how to place us both in perspectives and respective places within your heart.
Okay.
It's like a man can love his mother and love his wife the same way, but in different ways. One is always going to be the first lady of my heart. The second one will be the mother of my legacy.
Okay.
And I will love them the same, but differently. They both have a certain place in my heart that they share. It's one me, it's two of them, but how I balance that love makes them both feel like they're number one.
Okay.
So that's why I tell the church girl who dates a man, but sometimes fail to, baby, we don't need to do a scripture right now. We're just praying. We're just having fun. We're just talking.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I mean?
And I understand
Don't put that as a totality of who you are when it's actually supposed to be the platform that gets you to the next place. So
Gotcha.
that's that.
Okay. All right. So when we think about
Don't come for me, church girls.
I'm not. I'm not. But I ain't gonna say my
Right,
DM might not
right.
be on fire
They gonna
later.
come for me. Yeah.
But you said something here that I do get where you're coming from, and
Right.
so the reason, the foundation of this show, when I said no ordinary church girl, is because unfortunately there is a stigma
There.
that happens where I go to church, I believe in corporate worship, but yet everything is so super spiritual,
Yeah.
right? And I get where you're coming from,
Yeah.
and I believe that's where some women who are really grounded in terms of their involvement in their church can get twisted, you know.
Right.
So I understand that perspective, but when it comes to you say seeking out that woman, I know you talked about entertaining and investing, so what do you look for initially when you are seeking?
When I'm seeking, well, I think for each man, it all depends on what he's found. And when I say found, what he's found within himself.
Okay,
Now, a
good.
man can seek what he has not first found within himself, meaning that the woman ultimately she should mirror and represent some part of him. Uh, Me personally, I seek a woman who knows how to speak, knows how to talk, because actually I'm a conversationalist.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have to have a conversation with me. You can be fine as all outdoors, and that sugar water can be good. Y'all know what sugar water means.
Uh-huh.
I try to keep it clean right there. That sugar water can be good as all outdoors.
Right.
However,
Right.
if you can't speak, if you
Mhm.
can't talk, we can't have a conversation about something stupid or something fun, just whatever, then I already know right now you're not going to be able to keep my attention. So again, you're going to fall into that entertainment box, because I definitely can't forecast something with you if I can't even first talk to you.
Right.
So those are just one of the things I look for. And then in particular, I think men overall, again, not just a safety net, but they also look for a place where, when it all said and done, the woman respects him. I think that's across the board. The one thing I can say is respect. I did a panel discussion, I think it was last August, where it was like 4 of us. We talked, and that was one of the questions that came up.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, respect is most important to a man. Because if a man doesn't feel like he's respected, he may love you all day long, but he may not come home.
This is true.
That's true, right?
This is very
so
true.
Respect goes a long way, and it also goes a long way too, because when there's nothing else said and done, the one thing that a man wants to feel that his woman does is respect his name, respect his voice, respect his presence, respects him. And so if she gives him that, no matter what, he'll always give her him.
I like it. And so you said something that's very crucial in terms of knowing yourself. I think oftentimes when we get into these relationships or when we're trying to date, we are looking for someone to complete. I am not big on completion. I
Nah.
speak to a compliment, right?
Compliment.
You can,
I like
you
that,
need to be
yes.
complete within yourself.
Absolutely.
And then they complement, in other words, enhance. With what you said in terms of being a mirror,
Yeah,
right?
it has to
So
be.
you enhance what I already have.
Right.
I think another area that women in particular sell themselves short is, how does this individual, this man, if you will, add to me? So often I'm finding women are getting approached as the one who can take care of me. And when I say take care of me, I mean fund the dream. She my ride or die, right?
Right.
Now, I've said this often, and I'm
Uh-oh.
unashamed and unapologetic about it. I'm at a certain stage in my life where, unfortunately, I can't deal with the brother on the come up.
Right.
That's just not where I am.
Right.
How are you adding to me? You are
True.
adding actually extra weight. I'm a single mother of 2 boys. I'm already managing a great deal in my life. And I say this often as well. I don't care to lead everything anymore. I've done that. I've been doing that for quite some time. I'm looking for the man who has leadership capabilities, who has a vision of which I can align with, because I'm an expander and a cultivator of vision, right?
That's what
and
a woman
I know
is.
that. There you go.
That's what a woman is.
So I think what we do as women, and would you agree is where I'm going with this, we deceive ourselves in thinking we need to play mama oftentimes. And just what you said, one has the holder of your heart, the other one is your legacy, right? So I can't be your mama. And and you have sons, right, versus a husband.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. I like that.
So for me, how would you help a woman who needs to further do some digging in terms of what is she dealing with that man? Because like I said, for me, I know my role, and I don't think a lot of women understand that, especially your strong women, right?
Yeah, I was about to say that with strong women. Let me ask you, because you're actually very rare with that. So let me ask you this, or say this. A lot of times I see that women who have played that role, have held that role for so long,
Yeah.
when that good man comes along, they don't know how to surrender the crown. Because I don't care, how long you've been wearing the crown, by choice or by circumstances.
Right.
Your head was never meant to wear it. So
Yeah.
so even though you're wearing it, I know if we talk that real talk, your head is hurting, your neck is sore because again, you're never fit to wear the crown
Absolutely.
that a man can carry. So when he
Absolutely.
does come along, I've seen women either by being afraid or just being unwilling, they're not willing to relinquish that because they've done it for so long.
Right.
And sometimes it's easier just to stay where we're comfortable because I finally got everything to where it fits me than for you, a man, to come along and say, hey, let me have what you've been letting go of.
Yeah.
And so a lot of women can't do that. So I think that's a strong place where a lot of women should start, especially if they're a single woman that's carrying a lot. And then, too, a man should come. I totally agree. Man or woman should come into your world and make your world better. I've often said to a woman, girl, you know, if I ain't adding to you, the one thing I won't do is sit here and distract and subtract from you. So
There you go.
I'll remove myself
There you
to
go.
make sure that we don't have that. Because vice versa, what I'm looking for you, you know, this is kind of an investment. So I'm looking on a return of my
There
investment.
you
So
go.
I should see on some level equal or greater value in my life because of your presence. And when that does not happen, you no longer are my destiny. You're my distraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't want to be my distraction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, talking about and just to make this clear, everybody, we're talking about individuals who are progressive. And the reason I'm really stressing that is because there are individuals out here who are looking for exactly what TC said, entertainment. Now, if you're out here looking to mate, meaning you're looking to be married, you're looking to build with someone, then you need to understand some of the deceptive ways that you are either destroying yourself, I would
Right.
say, because some of it's self-sabotage. Just what
Very
you
much
said.
so.
A lot of women I know who are strong do not recognize some of the wounds they're still walking with.
Mhm.
And what they do is transfer that pain into the new man. And then they transfer as soon as they see a sign of it, right? And it could have been just
That
a
trigger,
simple
yeah.
and then it's like you know what? I'm good because this is out of control. I'll take it once, I'll take it twice, then after that, you just too much to deal with. And so I do believe that you need to know, one, who you are, right? Where you are in life. Do you
Mhm.
have the time to invest into a relationship? Because
Mhm.
it's a true investment.
It really is.
It's what you said. And so I've even recognized with all that I juggle between my sons being very active and the things I do personally, I have to be careful about who I invite in because my time is very precious to me. I think something else we do is we sacrifice our identity, what we were when we get with people. If we don't, I'll say it this way: we sacrifice who we were before they came, and then we become their identity. If
Yeah.
that makes sense, I see a lot of women do that. They take on his identity. You had a life before I came, then I came, and now I'm
Girl,
your life.
girl, you got my legs shaking. Look,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
listen, that's so good because it's so important that we don't do that because then we become false representations of ourselves anyway.
Right.
And so, what's the benefit and the purpose of doing that? Because ultimately, he or she will love the identity of you, but not the reality of you. And that's a dangerous place to be because
Right.
it's almost like I've even heard Bishop say one time, you know, you fall in love with your nurse and the person who helps you heal is good for that moment, but when you heal, you no longer need them.
Oh wow.
And so that's a
That's
dangerous,
deep.
yeah, it's a dangerous thing to do for you to become what you think they need or want and forget the authentic you as a person that they should love because at the end of the day, that's what they're going to be with for a lifetime.
Right.
Yeah. So I
Right.
agree with that.
So I have some questions that I got to make sure I get to because you guys, as you can see, me and TC, we're vibing pretty strong here.
Yeah.
So
So that's where it goes.
I like it. I like it. So one of the questions I got from the ladies were, what are some things women do on a first date that kills her chance of getting another one?
That's an easy one.
He says that's easy.
That's an easy one. Fellas, I'm representing right now.
Please do.
Let's see.
It's needed.
I say it this way: not listening.
Okay.
Not listening. Keep it simple. One of the things I heard, you know about Erica Badu, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
So she has a reputation, folklore almost about her, you know, sugar water.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was asked one day, you know, what is it about you? Because, you know, men say, don't look her in the eyes. And she has this mystique about her that just makes men, when they come around her, they have to check themselves, right? And so it was a lot of things that could have been said. And she had some men just really there hanging on her words. And she said, you know, I think she said 4 words, I listened to them. And I said, good Lord, that's the secret right there. So I think a lot of times, you know, a woman can hear a man, but does she listen to him? Because again, like women, men, we talk too. Now we talk in codes. We may not say a lot, but the few words that we do say or the way that we phrase it matters tremendously to us. So can you listen to us when we speak? And when we do speak and you do hear us, what do you do with that?
That's good.
Because the first date is real important because we are telling you about ourselves. If it's a real date, we're going to
Right.
tell you about ourselves, a few things that you need to know, the characteristics of our heart, what makes us absolute men, possibly even some of the things that we may fear or the things that we may battle with. We're going to tell you that first date,
Mhm.
just so we can see how you're going to respond to who we are. Because initially, I need to hear how you think
Yeah.
so I can know if I can trust you at all.
I like that. So
Yeah.
now you said something, and I got to piggyback before I go to this other question.
Uh-oh.
You said if it is a first date.
If it is first date.
So how does she know if it's a first date? Would she know? Because do they look the same? When the woman that you're seeing as an investment versus entertainment, does it look the same?
No, no, because
I like
no,
that.
no, no,
You
no,
know.
no, 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 no. Because when I'm entertaining her, she'll know that she's entertainment by what I give her. Meaning, I'm gonna give her a segment of my time that really don't matter to me.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna do something with her that has nothing to do with either one of us. It's just something that surrounds us that's gonna keep us busy.
Okay.
But when I'm dating you,
Yeah.
you'll know because I put thought into where we're going, what we do, and how we're gonna do it. I'll say it this way: 'cause I've told my sister this. This is so important. If a man tells you he loves you but does not come with a plan, run.
Mm,
Because any man on any level, when we love something, we plan it. We invest in. Like you can tell me, I like the way I dress.
absolutely.
My wardrobe
Yeah.
based on what I dress.
Yeah.
You can tell a man if cars is his thing because around him in his world, in his language, in his
Yeah.
life, the things he likes, the places he goes, it's gonna have some resemblance of what he likes because that's his investment.
Yeah.
So anything we keyword invest in,
Yeah.
we give our time to, our logic to, our money to, our energy to. And so if that woman is on a date with me, she's gonna know that because I'm gonna represent that in everything. Where we go, what we see, what I say, what I do, what I wear. I'm presenting to her the subliminals and what she sees from me, that she's going to know we are on a date and I am interested in investing in you.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So,
So
yeah.
I like that. That's good though. Second question: should a woman shoot her shot, make the first
Ooh.
move? In other words, and if so, how?
Man, this is good stuff.
Yeah,
This
give it
good
to me.
stuff, good
Give it
stuff.
to me. He had to take a swig for that one.
Take a swig for that one. And I even talk about this. I posted a new blog over at my website.
Yeah.
Go check it out when you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Noteasily spoken.blog. It's called Love Talk. Let him see you. And some of the things I think initially about a woman approaching a man, I don't think it's a wrong thing. I think that it's okay.
Okay.
I think, but you have to know how to initiate conversation,
Mhm.
but still let a man approach you, if I can say it that way. Now, here's the beauty about women that I think get lost, because a woman who knows her femininity, she's a dangerous woman. Because a woman can look at a man from across the room and just give him that look.
There you go. Because that's my thing.
Just
I'm not gonna be like, but I might if I'd play, and not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I may play with, like, if we're dating and we're
Right.
meeting each other. So then I get there, say after you get there
Right,
first,
right.
and I'll tell the bartender, send
Yeah,
this
yeah,
man
yeah,
his
yeah,
drink,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's this me and you, right?
Right.
I'll do
Play
that.
that role, right?
Yeah, but I'm not finna do that when I'm just out at the bar. Tell that man that's from that's not gonna happen. with
Nah,
me.
because like I always said, we're still hunters, and if
Right.
you don't allow me to hunt, I won't see the value of conquering you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she can give that look. I mean, she can like hold that look,
Mm-hmm.
hold that smile. You see, I went somewhere
I
in my
wish y'all
head.
could really I've seen it I felt that in his spirit.
I went
Like, he done
somewhere-
experienced that.
I went somewhere in my head for a second, y'all. I'm telling y'all didn't see my face for a minute. She caught me though.
Yeah,
She
he felt
Let
that
me
thing.
come back. Let me come back. You come back. All right. Yeah. So you can look, you can smile to a man, and a man knows just within that, come get me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he is who he is, girl, he coming. So just stand there. So nothing is wrong with that. But I think being overly aggressive, nah, because with men there's a blurred line, because we want a woman to be,
Right.
that, but we really don't want
Yeah.
a woman to be that. No.
Because here's what I'm seeing that drives me insane, especially on social media.
Mhm.
They love everything. They like everything. They sharing all of his stuff all the time. And I'm, that's cool. Your support. But to me, it says, yeah, you are really just like, hey, You see me yet? Hey, I shared your stuff. Like, once again, I shared everything you
Oh, I
wrote.
see what you're saying.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially on social media.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, calm down.
Yeah, because
Stop it.
you don't want to look dehydrated.
Right.
We don't went past thirsty. A lot of women out here looking
He said
dehydrated. A lot of, I won't say just women, because I don't want women to think I'm just on them.
No,
Men
I
and
got you.
women
I got you.
are out here dehydrated.
Yeah.
Doing way too much.
Yeah.
Doing way too
I
much.
tell people all the time, I'm not thirsty. I just know what I want.
Just know what I want.
I know what I want, right?
Yeah.
So if you had any parting words, you guys, I apologize. We're vibing so well,
Is
but
it all- is it time?
our time is wrapped.
Really? Time is
yeah,
up?
we actually went past time, believe it or not.
Oh,
it was just
This-
going
this was
so
good,
well.
though. This was
It was
good.
great. So you
Good.
know you're gonna have to come back again, man.
That
at
was a
some point.
setup, and I caught that.
Yeah,
Let's
you
make
got
it
to come
happen.
back. Just so you know, I have a segment just for men called the G Spot, and I did that on purpose to play up on because that's just who I am.
I like that.
We'll have to have you back, man, for sure. But if you had any parting words for women and helping them as they identify, because I tell women all the time, you need to be able to identify, and he is seeking, but you need to identify. And how you do that is by knowing what you need and also obviously desire in your king, as I say. So that for that woman out there who's a little confused, a little, misled, if you will, what would you say to her right now in terms of just looking for that mate or looking for that progressive man?
I'll say what I often say in business. Love, integrity is built on, love equity is built on love, integrity.
I like it.
And in business, of course, I say business, of course, use a
Right.
word, but we'll say it this way: love, equity is built on love, integrity. You got to have a certain integrity about yourself because that's what he's looking for. And ultimately, that's what you need because you can't be a false representation of yourself in a relationship. And if we as men are going to love you whole, love you complete, love you as you are, then you first must know who you are and come just the same.
I like it. And for my men out there who are listening, here's what I have for you. For a progressive woman, I want you to keep that in mind. That means a woman who has plans, she's doing things, she's moving about in the community, she's cultivating. Have a mission. Have a mission. Know who you are. Have a confidence about you. Be a leader in your own right. What do I mean? Whatever you're doing, lead that thing. Take hold of it. Show her you know how to make something happen. And by doing that, she'll be able to identify what you have that she can complement and help you expand. So TC, please.
Offering time in the sanctuary, girl. You said that.
Thank you. So TC,
That
you
was
got to
so
tell
churchy.
them. That's all right. I like it. Tell the people how they can reach you again, man.
All right. Website, Tony Curtis Hughes, TonyCurtisHughes, TonyCurtisHughes.com. Go there, see more about my nonprofit plan purpose, what we're doing in the community. Also, you can go across social media platforms, TC Hughes. And then finally, please check out the blog, noteasily spoken.blog. Let's get up, let's get out. And remember, let's do something.
And I'm going to close with that, guys. Remember, you can keep the conversation going. Drop it in my DM at No Ordinary Church Girl. I want to hear from you. You never know. I might share your comments on the next episode. So until next time, continue to be about God's best and manifest the life you desire. Talk to you again, family.
Sexy.
Hey.
That was quick, man.